Tyno Helig, the Welsh Atlantis. Helig ap Glannawg was said to have lived in the 6th century, and was the prince of a place called Tyno Helig. His land stretched beyond the present North Wales coast, from Flintshire in the east to Conwy in the west and beyond. Helig's palace, Llys Helig, was said to lie some 2 miles beyond today's coastline, beneath the waters of Conwy Bay. The legend begins with Helig's daughter, Gwendud. She had a desire to marry the son of a Snowdon Baron called Tathal, but could not do so due to his lack of noble rank. The rank of nobleman was denoted by the wearing of a gold collar, known as a torque. Tathal determined to secure a torque for himself by any means possible. The opportunity came sooner than he expected. He offered to guide a ransomed Scottish chieftain back to the safety of his land, and having got him alone in the Welsh wilderness, stabbed him to death and stole his torque. On his return, he claimed that a band of robbers controlled by a nobleman had set upon them, and having slain said nobleman in a fair fight, the nobleman's torque was now rightfully his. At last Gwendud and Tathal were free to marry, and Prince Helig ordered a great celebratory feast. But all did not go well, as the ghost of the murdered Scotsman appeared to them, and cursed the family for 4 generations. As both Gwendud and Tathal lived well into old age, the fear of the curse subsided, and was almost forgotten about. It had not gone away, however, and was about to play out with disastrous consequences. On the birth of their great-great-grandchild, a night of celebration and revelry was held at the palace of Llys Helig. As the wine flowed, a maid went down to the cellar to replenish the flagons. To her horror, the cellars were flooded with seawater, and fish could be clearly seen swimming in it. She returned to the feasting hall to raise the alarm, but the drunken revelers were in no mood to listen, and simply dismissed her news with cries of "Bring more wine!" In despair, she told her lover, the court minstrel, and together they fled the palace and made for high ground, with the foaming sea chasing them closely behind. On reaching the safety of the high ground, exhausted and in darkness, they rested. As they welcomed the rising sun on the following morning, they looked out to see how the palace had fared. But there was no palace, no forest, no land. Just a vast, glittering expanse of sea. Could there be any truth to the legend? Could it be possible that large swathes of North Wales land is now underwater? Well, consider this. In the present-day town of Rhyl, at the eastern end of what would have been Helig's lands, there is an area of beach called Splash Point, and when the tide is very low, something is revealed in the normally submerged sands. Tree stumps. Tree stumps of an ancient forest. And just along the coast from here, a few miles further eastwards, in the small market town of Abergele, is the parish church of St. Michael's. It looks like many other quaint country churches in this area, but St. Michael's holds an enigma. It was built upon the site of an ancient Celtic class church. The dedication to St. Michael dates from the medieval period, and at the far end of the munwent, or graveyard, and set into a wall, is a replacement of a much more ancient stone. Inscribed on this stone is the following legend. Yma mae'n gorwedd yn monwent mihangel, yw'r oedd ei anedd dair milltir i'r gogledd, and beneath it, the English translation. Here lieth in St. Michael's churchyard a man who had his dwelling 3 miles to the north. An unremarkable statement, you might think, until you realize where 3 miles north of this church is. Tyno Helig?